Hi, good morning, all MTech guys. I hope you are enjoying your this lockdown period in your native places. It seems. I thought that this lockdown period gets over by this April 14th. I thought of taking regular classes for you in college itself, but it is extended for another 15 days. In this context, I thought of why should I not why should I not start the online teaching for you people. Okay, hence I requested all the heads of the department, okay, just 2 days back, ask your MTech guys to make a group branch wise, okay, because for undergraduate classes we started around 15 days back itself, okay, because we have their email IDs and we made groups and phone numbers, we have everything with our proctors, we did it. But research methodology has to be taken in different branches, clubbing the branch or some of the branches. So I face some difficulty in getting your contacts. Okay. So anyway, I took around four, 2 to 3 classes for you in the beginning, and I also told the importance of the research. Why the research is important? Okay, for the society. Okay, and for the society is the most important. Okay, whatever the research we do it, finally it goes to the society. Okay, so that is one thing. And also the why the research methodology subject or the course is important for you MTech guys as well. Okay, and this earlier this research methodology was there for only the people who are pursuing their research exclusively. For them it was the subject, but now we identified that even MTech students, they are also involved in research. Why should we not teach this as a subject for them so that they can put their reports, the project reports, in well planned, okay, the all the experimental ideas can be put in the form of research way so that the people can understand better. Okay, so in this context we kept this subject, and regarding this and also why the research is important, literature review is important, and how the literature review is so important, the research objectives are important, how the research problem is going to be defined. All the things I extensively discussed in 2 to 3 classes, okay, in the classroom itself. Okay, today I wanted to start with some of the important aspects to be covered in the first unit of your syllabus. Okay, so and also I told what is the just I wanted to brush up the things because it's the first class we are going for online. So that's why just and since 1 month you are also of the subject. That's why I wanted to bring you all your minds into the research methodology. Okay, the research is refers to the search of knowledge. Research is for the search of knowledge. And also the research can be defined as a scientific and a systematic search for information on a specific topic, on a specific domain area of the subject which you have chosen. And also research is the art of scientific investigation. It's also called as art of scientific investigation. And Advanced Learners Dictionary of the current English, it defines research as it is careful investigation of information through a search of new facts in the branch of knowledge. So like this, the many authors or many people, they define research in various ways. But the general definition of research is a systematic and scientific investigation of information. Okay, that's what the definition of the research. And what objectives we need to have for a research, that we call it as objectives of research. First objective is to gain the familiarity, with the phenomenon, or achieve new insight into the domain or into the area of the topic. That is the first objective of the research. That is nothing but we need to be familiar with the domain of the research, and we need to investigate something new insight into that domain. The second objective of the research is to portray accurately the characteristics of the particular individuals or situation or a group for the study considered. Okay, we need to derive the characteristics of the group, characteristics of the individual by conducting certain sort of research or systematic investigation. And we need to conclude. That is the second objective. Third objective is to determine the frequency with which something occurs or with which it is associated with something. Okay, that is nothing but establish the relationship between the variables. Okay, there are a lot of scenarios we come across in daily life or in the society or in the industry. There are a lot of variables are there, and we need to study the relationship or the interaction between the variables so that we can derive or we can conclude the dependency of the variables and independency of the variables which affects the business or the society. So that is the third objective. And the fourth objective of the research is to test the hypothesis of a causal relationship between the variables. That is establishing the relationship between the variables. So these are some of the objectives of the research. Okay, so you separately note down the points and remember the various definitions of the research and what objectives of the research, why we need to carry out the research, that you need to separately point out and note down in your notes. And also you have to prepare the notes on this YouTube video, the important points. And when you come to the college, you need to submit those reports for the evaluation. I don't repeat further in the class. Okay. Then motivation of the research. Why? Motivation. Okay, it's not possible for everybody to pursue a research. Okay, if you take the survey, hardly 3 to 4% of the people who are involved in the research, 3 to 4%, maximum 5% of the population, okay, of the learned people involved in research. Okay, so what is the motivation should have in carrying out the research? Okay, the first is that desire to get research degree along with the consequential benefits. The main motive behind this, that we wanted to get qualified as, we wanted to be called as doctorates. Okay, unless until I do research in my domain or research area and submit our thesis with certain outcomes, then only the degree will be awarded. So some people having zeal of obtaining doctorate, and they should be called as doctors. Okay, doctor of philosophers. So that is the one motivation behind them. And second motivation, desire to face the challenge in solving the unsolved problems. Some people involved take it as a challenge. These are unsolved problems. By use of many tools and techniques, they solve the problem. Okay, they get a lot of solutions for the problem. That is also a research. Okay, so the challenging for the unsolved problem is a research. It's a motivation for them. Third, desire to get intellectual joy of doing something creative work. Okay, some people they wanted to have something new knowledge. They wanted to give it to the society, give it to the people, a new idea, new search, new knowledge, something different, which is not existing. Okay, they have got some people are interested in this connection. They wanted to pursue research and desire to serve for the society, desire to get respectability in the society. These are some of the motives which a researcher will be having. Okay. The next title is the types of research. Okay. So you list down the different types of research. The first one, descriptive versus analytical research. Second one, applied versus fundamental research. Third one, qualitative versus quantitative research. Quantitative research. And fourth, conceptual or empirical research. And fifth, the other types of research. Okay. So first one, we'll discuss the first one, that is descriptive research and analytical research. Descriptive research includes surveys, fact-finding inquiries of different kinds. The major purpose of this descriptive research is description of the state of affairs as it exists as present. In social science and the business research, we quite often use the term as post facto research. Post, P-O-S-T, post facto research for descriptive research studies. Okay. In social science and in the business research, we call this descriptive research as post facto research. We call this descriptive research as post facto research. The main characteristics of this method is that researcher has no control over the variables. They do not have any control over the variables. They cannot control the system because variables are not in our control. And he can only report what has happened and what is happening. He can just tell what is going on and what is happening. He do not have any control over the variables. So such studies are called as descriptive studies. and also the preference of shopping, preference of the people in the market. It's also called as descriptive research. Okay, because we cannot control over the customers in the market. Survey studies, types of studies. Okay, these are all called as descriptive research studies. And what is analytical research? Analytical research, on the other hand, researcher has to use facts and information already available, and analyze these and conclude with certain findings. That is called as analytical research. Okay? The difference is descriptive research. We do not have control over the variables. And what is happening and what has happened, that is to be put in the form of reports. That is called as descriptive research. And also the surveys, okay, the customer surveys in the market. Okay, what they prefer, just record it and submit. Okay, we do not have any control over them. Then analytical research, we already have data. We need to put them and we need to analyze them. We need to build the model and we need to analyze them and we need to predict and we need to conclude on the facts or the data available. So such kind of research are called as analytical research. The second one is applied and fundamental research. So first we'll discuss on the fundamental research. So the fundamental research, they find solutions for immediate problems facing the society. Before fundamental research, we need to discuss on the applied research. Applied means we need to apply certain tools and techniques for finding solutions for the immediate problems those are arising in the society or arising in the business. Those are all called as applied research. Okay, the society may be facing some problems. Say for example, the corona. What is a big problem in the society, in the whole world and in the country? So the people are doing lot of research to find out antibiotic drugs to predict corona. So they use lot of study, they apply lot of tools, techniques of in biomedical research to kill the virus by using so many developing bacteria or antiviruses to develop immunity in the human body. So those are called as applied research. Okay. Then fundamental research. So the many people, they involve in basic research, a new theory, a new concept. They will going to evolve. They will going to investigate new theory. So we use a lot of formulas. Those formulas have come because of the fundamental research by various researchers in the society. Many scientists, many mathematicians, many physics scientists, chemistry scientists, they come up with certain basic fundamental knowledge, a new knowledge that is called as fundamental research. The third one is qualitative and quantitative research. Qualitative research defines the outcome would be like something like bad, better, best, good, bad, better, best, something like that. Okay, so such research, the the level of the quality of the society is good. The level of the quality of the people will be less, high, low, medium, better, bad, best. Such kind of metrics are being used for the assessment of the factors considered for the research. That kind of research is called as qualitative research. And quantitative research, where we come out with certain numbers, certain values. Okay, that is known as quantitative research. Okay, so the quantitative means the parameters are expressed in terms of numbers, matrix, number matrix. So those are called as qualitative matrix. Then fourth category is conceptual versus empirical research. Conceptual research is that related to some abstract idea or a theory. Okay, and generally used by philosophers and thinkers to develop new concepts or to interpret existing ones. That is called as conceptual research. Okay, it is something called as a new. It is somewhat related to the fundamental research. But something new which does not exist in the society. That is conceptual research. Then empirical research, it relies on the experience or observation alone, okay, often without due regard for the systems and the theory. So it is the data-based research. Empirical research is the data-based research. Data-based research, okay, it is, even we can call it as experimental research or observational research. We need to collect data from the experiments. We need to collect data from the observation of anything in the society, and we need to analyze them and we need to conclude. Such kind of research are called as empirical research. Okay. Then fifth, the other types of research called as field setting research, laboratory research, historical research, one-time research, or called as a longitudinal research, simulation research. So like this, there are other types of research. Okay. So these are all the different types of research which we should know the difference between them. Okay. Then research approach. Next title is research approach. So the research usually being carried out by two ways, either by qualitative approach or quantitative approach. That is qualitative research or quantitative research. These are the two approaches being used in almost all types of research investigations. The next title, significance of the research. Okay, that is importance of the research. First one, the role of the research in several fields of applied economics, whether related to the business or to the economy as a whole. Okay, the lot of research is being carried out in the economics or in the industry or in the business as a whole. Okay. The research provides the basis for nearly all government policies in our economic systems. Okay, all the policies which have been derived, so they provide a lot of policies. So don't think that the policy makers are simply define the policies for this country. They conduct, they investigate if they adopt this policy, what is the effect on the society, what is the effect on the people, what is the effect on the economy of the country, they decide. Then they put the policies. Okay. Then next important significance is research has its special significance in solving various operational and planning problems of business and industry. No doubt at all. Lot of issues of business and industry could be solved only through the research, only through the projects. Okay. Then research is equally important for the social scientists in studying social relationships and in seeking answers to the various social problems. The other area of the industry. Industry is one of the biggest area. The another is the area is the social area. So the issues occurring in industries and the businesses, and the issues and problems occurring in the society as a whole could be solved only through the research by the various people. So these are some of the significances of the research which we use for our research subject. Okay. Then I wanted to differentiate between research methods and research methodology. Most of the people still they are under confusion what is research method and what is research methodology. Okay. Research methods may be defined as, or research method may be called as the methods or the techniques that are being used for the conclusion of the research. Conclusion of the research. Okay, every research method it uses certain approaches, certain techniques, certain tools for solving the research problem. That is called as research methods. Okay, say for example in my research in supply chain network optimization, okay, I used genetic algorithm and particle swarm optimization as a research tools, as a research techniques, as a research approach, as a research method. Okay, these are all called the research methods. Is it clear? Any tool or any technique or any approach which is used for solving the problem, research problem, is called as research method. Then you can ask me what is research methodology. So research methodology is a systematic approach or systematic procedure or systematized steps to solve the research problem is called as research methodology. Usually research methodology is going to be put in the form of flow chart, and all the researchers will put this research methodology in the third chapter of their research chapter. In the third chapter of the research thesis. Because research methodology tells the steps involved in carrying out the research. That is research methodology. I hope you will be clear with research methods and research methodology. Okay. So then, another some few minutes we discuss, a few points we discuss before we conclude this first session of the research methodology subject. What do you, sir, you told that research is a scientific method. What do you mean by a scientific method? Okay. So scientific method is nothing but it relies on the empirical evidence. Whatever we adopt scientific approach, scientific method, it relies on the empirical evidences. It utilizes relevant concepts. It is committed to only objectives of considerations. It pre-purposes ethical neutrality. It is realistic into probabilistic predictions. Okay, any research we do not guarantee 100%. Okay, it is probabilistic one. Its methodology is made to known to all concerns for critical security or for the use in the testing and conclusion through the replications. And it aims at formulating more general axioms and what can be termed as scientific theories. Okay, the scientific is nothing but there will not be any thumb rule. There will not be any thumb rule. It is based on the science, concepts, formulas, proofs, derivations. That is called as, and systematic way to approach solve the problem is called as scientific research. Okay, and it is called as scientific. So for every conclusion of the research, we have a proof, we have a evidence, we have the facts, we have the figures. That is scientific research. Okay, today with this I conclude my first presentation through this online YouTube presentation, and tomorrow we'll discuss on the research process. So before you listening to this, if you read and come, it is better. Okay, the research process is most important. What are the steps are involved in research? Okay, and the same philosophy or the same steps or same procedure or the same methodology has to be adopted for your MTech research or MTech project. Okay, your thesis, how it should be, what are the chapter it should consist of, what you are expected to write in each chapter of your project report. That I will be discussing in the next class. Yes, hi, bye, take care.